All right. In this video, I'm going to overview a skill that you learned back in Lab 1, and that is how to identify an object that's moving through your image. Now, we do this by comparing your image, or the image your class acquired, to an archival image acquired a very long time ago as part of a grand survey of the entire sky, now called the Digitized Sky Survey. If the object is moving across the sky and it's in your field of view now, it almost certainly wasn't in the same field of view, in the same place in the sky, back when the archival image was taken. So by comparing the two, you can identify the moving object in your image. Now, back in Lab 1, we did this to identify a dwarf planet. In this lab, we're going to do this to identify an asteroid. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we are in Afterglow. And the first thing we need to do is find your data. And as I described in the previous video, this is a special observation. It's not just an observation of an asteroid, but it's two simultaneously acquired observations of this asteroid. One from a telescope in the southern hemisphere and one from a telescope in the northern hemisphere. And to achieve this simultaneity requires a special higher priority access level called target of opportunity, or TOO. Now, we can't give TOO out to everyone. So what we did is we gave it to your instructor, and your instructor acquired these observations on behalf of the entire class. Now, to find these observations, you want to go to Open Files and enter the Skynet directory. Here you see the two folders, User Observations and Group Observations. The observations that you have taken are under the User Observations directory. Under the Group Observations directory, you'll have your observations, your classmates' observations, and your instructor's observations. So you want to go into there. And since there'll be so many observations, your instructor will tell you which two folders correspond to the two observations of the asteroid that they acquired for the class. And for this exercise, identifying the asteroid, you only need to open one image from either of those observations. Now, if your instructor did not acquire fresh data, you can use archival data that the Skynet team has already acquired for you. For that, you go to Files and enter the sample directory, Astro 101 Lab, Lab 4 Parallax, and you can see there are a bunch of asteroids here. You can open any of them. I'll just click on the most recent one. You'll see two folders, Parallax and Movie. Go into the Parallax folder and then open either of these images. Now, I've already opened a different asteroid. So one of these points of light in this image is the asteroid. We need to figure out which one by comparing it to the DSS. So just like we did in Lab 1, you go to the gear symbol, and we're going to import the DSS. It may take a moment to load. When it loads as a separate tab under this window. We'll then want to split the window. So right-click, split down. So we have the DSS image here. We have the class image here. And then we come back over to the gear tab, and we're going to enable sync orientations. And it should be set to sky. Once you've done that, they're synchronized together. We'll zoom in and try to find stars in common. So I can see the pattern. You go over to the marker tool and turn the centroid clicks on, and then start marking stars that are in common between the two images. Once you've done a handful of these, it will help you find the asteroid. So it should be pretty clear that this right here is the asteroid. So I'm going to frame it up a little bit. Click on this one, double click and label it. And I might rotate that label to the right a little bit. And then you just have to save these two by clicking on the camera icon here, and again here, and then you'll upload these two images into WebAssign. Okay, that's it.